Hello friends and welcome to Experts Cafe. In this video we are going to see how to prepare for PT academic test. I'm preparing this video mainly because I've been getting a lot of queries from the students that what's the basic plan that should be followed for PT academic test. So in this video I would be covering all the steps that you need to consider before preparing for PT academic test. So let's begin. So, before we start with the plan, first question obviously that any new student will ask, what is PT academic test? Okay, so hopefully you guys are already aware that this is conducted by Pearson. So this is Pearson test of English, where they would test your English skills, and which is actually mainly used for immigration purpose or if you want to study abroad. So this test will have 4 sections: listening, writing, reading, and speaking. I will not be covering the exam or test pattern here, but this is the four sections. But there's one point I would like to make it clear that all of these 4 sections are important. So you cannot ignore, like if you're not good at writing, you cannot ignore writing. Okay, all 4 are important. So even if you ignore one, that will impact your complete score. So ensure that you are ready with all the sections, and you are practice you are covering all these 4 sections. Next is first step in your uh, when you before you start your planning your PTA test is to identify your weak areas, right? So that's the main thing, because if you don't know what are your weak areas, you'll not be able to spend any time. Means you'll be shooting in the dark. So it's mandatory that you should know what are your strong areas and what are your weak areas. So once you identify your strong and weak areas, so that then what will happen is you will be spending more time on weak areas and less time on strong areas. So one of the options, means I would say, is how to identify your weak areas is to practice. So you can go online, there are a lot of practice tests, so you can even find it on Experts Cafe. So there will be some practice tests which are popping up on the screen. So you guys, if you guys are interested, you can always take this test. We have PT academic preparation test for writing section, for reading section, and we have also got complete PT academic practices. So this is similar to what you will have in your actual exam. So this is full practice mock test which is prepared by Experts Cafe. So the main use of this test would be like, it will help you analyze where you need to spend more time, which are your weak areas and which are your strong areas. So that will give you an idea. So I would encourage you guys to practice more before you even start taking any training and all. So practice is the main thing. Identify where exactly you need to work. So that's the first step in your PT academic test plan. So once you have identified your weak areas, the next step would be find a mentor, because you need to have someone who can help you in improving your weak areas. So because at times it happens that you may not identify that this is my weak area, or you have completely ignored it, but a mentor or a trainer will help you identify those areas, and they will also help you in improving on those areas. So it's mandatory, I would say, because it's obviously it's not a small test that you're taking. It's your big test, and this will decide your career. So I always suggest students not to leave any stones unturned. Try your best, give your best, and go for everything. Okay, so if you're trying to save your some money in training, then obviously you are putting your career at stake. So try not to put your career at stake, and find a trainer who can help you. Find a trainer who can help you improve on your skills, all the weak areas, and they can also give you some tips which obviously you're not aware of because this is the first time or second time, but they will obviously have some kind of tips or tricks that can help you score more in your exam. So that's one thing that you can do. Find a trainer. Once you have identified your weak areas, find a trainer. because more you get trained in these exams, the more you will score. So more are your chances, right? So even Experts Cafe conduct trainings. So we have something called as weekend online training, where we provide weekend trainings probably on a Saturday and Sundays, and that would be for a month. So that's like 4 Saturdays and Sundays, total 8 days. So in this, means our trainer would be spending more time on giving you extra tips. So that would be not that will this will not be a personal training. This would be some tricks and tips to help you improve your score. And if you want more training, or if you think that group training will not help you and you need some personal training, then you can go for a personal training as well. So we have 3 weeks personal training, where you'll be getting trained by a certified trainer for Pearson. You'll be getting personal assessment on your essay writing, personal assessment on your speaking. You'll get access to practice the mock test, and you'll get material for PT. So everything would be covered in your personal training. So I would recommend you guys to go for any trainings. So if you think that you can this trainings which are on your screen, if this interests you, you can always register for these trainings. So probably you can click on this links that are popping up, and you can directly go to the website and learn more about how to get registered for these trainings. So once you get trained, once you have identified your weak areas and you got yourself enrolled in some kind of a training, what's the next step? Is to practice. So you have everything, you have got all the weapons you want. Now it's time for action. You need to practice more, because some of this is my personal experience, because a lot of students, they come to me with, they're asking, give me some tips. Obviously I will give you some tips, but as long as you're not putting that into practice, those tips are useless. So you need, once you have the tips from your trainers, all knowledge that you get from a trainer, you have to implement that in your practice. If you don't practice, then those tips will not help you at all. Okay, so this is the bitter truth, but there is no shortcut. You have to practice, and even if you have some quick tips, you have to practice, so that because at on the day of exam or the test, you have to be very quick, and these quick tips will not help you unless you practice it. So if you practice, then obviously on the day of your exam, you will be able to do all sections in time. Not even on time, it's in time. So practice is more important for you guys. So for practicing, so these are some of the products that we offer. So if you want, you can always subscribe for this. We have got PT Academic e-course. So that would be like a small 2 hours video, where we'll be covering all the 4 sections, some very quick tips and tips for you guys to boost your score. If you want to improve on your writing, so you can go for this e-course, where we provide training on how to improve on your essays, and how to attend 2 sections that comes in PT Academic. And if you want to improve on your speaking, you can go for this training, where we'll provide you online training only on your speaking skills. And if you want to get your essays assessed, so we also provide that. You can get your all essays assessed here, and we have got free practice test. So we have a PT Academy preparation test for writing and for reading. So these both are free. So if you want, you can subscribe right away. So practice is important. So I would that's the only suggestion I would have for you guys. Practice as much as you can, because without practice, you'll not be able to do anything in your exam. So now we have done the practice. What's next? Target your score. So what I mean by target your score is, obviously each and every one of you is expecting some kind of a score, right? Some of you are trying to study abroad, so you may require somewhere around 50 to 60 score in each section or overall section, or some may require minimum of 65 in each. So every one of you will have some score. But there's one problem which every student does, that if say for example I want to score 65, my requirement is 65, I will target my score as 65. If I do that, I'm taking a biggest risk. What I should be doing is, if I am targeting a score between 40 to 50, I should be aiming at 60. If I'm targeting a score of 50 to 60, I should be aiming at scoring 70. The only reason why I'm asking you to increase your target score is just that because on the day of exam, anything can happen. So I'm not asking you, obviously I do not want students to take any risk on the day of your exam. So if you are preparing your PT with a mindset that I have to score 60, okay, and if suppose by any chance something wrong happens during the exam, then you are taking some risk, okay. So the maximum, in worst case scenario, what would happen? You will get 40 or 50. So that's your target score, that's your actual score. So the gap of 10 points that I'm giving is just to avoid any unforeseen circumstances that happens usually during the exam. So always do not always target your exact score or the actual score. Always increase that score by 10 points and aim for that score, and keep that in mind, keep revising that in mind, that I have to score 70 at any cost. Okay, if I want 65 in my exam, I will train in such a way that let whatever happens, I'm scoring 80. I will prepare for 80. 65 will not work for me. So I will practice with that mindset. So ensure that you are increasing your scores. Don't ever go for your actual scores. Increase your scores and practice for that. Only then, in case of worst case scenarios, your career will be safe. Okay, you don't have to again rewrite your exams again and again and keep funding Pearson. Next, once we have targeted our scores and we have done practice, is your test day. So what exactly you should be doing on test day? So that's very important, because sometimes what happens is, like, students, they get nervous on the test day, okay, and because of nervousness, what they do, they keep practicing till the end moment. I wouldn't suggest that. Best way to tackle any test is to do not study anything, at least on the test day. I would say even one day before test day, if you want to go through something, just go through all the notes or tips, whatever you want, in the morning. Okay, so once afternoon starts, you should close all your books and relax, because nothing will happen in those next 12 or 13 hours. So you have practiced enough. Now it's your time to relax your mind and keep your calm. Only then you will be able to score more. Because if even on the day of your exam, if you're not if you're not calm and you are nervous, so that will impact your score, because in nervousness, obviously your mind will not work in the exact way. It will not be fast. So just avoid all the stress, calm down and take rest, one day before the exam. Okay, so don't study anything, and on the test day just be calm and write your exam. So in this video we have seen what are the 6 steps that you need to follow to prepare for a PT academic test. So these 6 steps are very important, because once you start preparing, and if you start preparing without a plan, so that will leave you in middle of nowhere. So you need to have a plan. So if you follow these 6 steps, then obviously you'll see an increase in your score, and you'll not have to write PT academic test again and again. So I encourage you guys to subscribe to Experts Cafe trainings that are popping up on the screen. So you can go for online trainings that we provide, or the practice tests, and all or the e-courses that we provide. So you can subscribe to any of these products that we have. And if you have any queries, you can contact us at contact@expertscafe.com. So hope this video was helpful, and see you again next time. Until then, goodbye. Thank you.